Hey guys, welcome back. So the other day I was thinking, I think it's been a while since I did a update on Lucas and his speech therapy. So I went through my YouTube channel and I was looking through and I said, whoops, it's been about 2 months. So I think it's time to do another update. And also we just had Lucas's 1-year reevaluation. So I'll just kind of mix all kind of little things together and just share in this video what's been happening lately. So let's get started. Okay, so if you're new to this channel or video, I will definitely link above the playlist and also down below if you want to check any of the previous videos that I've done on Lucas and his speech therapy. So, like I said, he just had his 1-year reevaluation, which basically is the exact same thing that happened on day 1 when the main director and the speech therapist came out. They just completely redo the evaluation all over again and see if Lucas qualified to finish out his last year in speech therapy. So speech therapy for us here in Texas, and it could be different in other states, but for here in Texas, they only offer it up until 3 years old, and then after that they can kind of help transfer you to like a preschool or programs. But this particular place that we're working with, after they turn 3, they don't do any more of like the coming to your house and stuff like that. So anyway, we have a few more months because, like I said, Lucas is not 3 yet, but he is 2.5, so we're just gonna basically finish out this year because, dun 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 dun, Lucas did qualify. So you have to have at least 15% to qualify, and Lucas had 16%, which was kind of funny. But yes, he did qualify to finish out the rest of his 2-year-old, I guess you can say, kind of year. And so we will finish out these last few months with speech therapy twice a month, and then we're still going to stick with OT, the occupational therapy too, but we're only going to do that once a month because that was more for messy play, and we feel like he's gotten much better with that, but we still wanted to kind of stick with the OT. So whenever they did the reevaluation, we basically met, I think, about 95%. So I think there was one goal left that we set in place for the first year that he did his speech therapy, and he met all those goals, like I said, except for one, I believe it was. So what they did when they did the reevaluation and he qualified, they just added on that one particular goal that he hadn't quite met yet, and then we added on a lot more other goals that we felt like, for his age, being 2.5, he needs to try to accomplish during these last few months with the therapist. So a few of the goals, if I can think off the top of my head, because it's been a few weeks since we had that reevaluation. Let's see, I think it was still kind of stayed attention with like games and activities. So for example, Lucas, he'll want to color, so we'll sit down and color, and then he'll do like a few little marks, and then he'll say, all done. So we're just trying to expand his playing and activity play, so to speak, if that makes any sense, which is really, really hard to do because you're trying to tell him, hey Lucas, let's just stay right here and color for a little bit, and he's like, no, he's moving on to something else. So that one's a little bit of a challenge, but we definitely want to try and work on that some more with the speech therapist. And also identifying things. I know that was something else, like right before his reevaluation, the therapist kind of got into him with that, and he did pretty good. So for example, she'll put down cards that have like a ball, a dog, a cat, and then like an elephant, and she'll just kind of lay some cards out, and he'll either point to it, or sometimes he has a car in his hand and she's like, okay Lucas, put your car on the ball. And pretty much about 98% of the time he identifies. So that was another goal, was to properly identify or point to things that she's asking him to do, or trying to identify something. Another goal, which he's really good about his words, like I said, he's gained a much larger vocabulary now, which is pretty awesome. But sometimes I don't know if I can even think of an example, you know, like if you want to say yes please, you know, like using 2 words in a sentence, so to speak, a very, very small sentence, you can ask him to say it, and then sometimes he tries to repeat it, but he kind of struggles a little bit. So that's one of her goals. And then, so the therapist wants to work on small sentences, like I said, yes please, or over here, you know, something that's only 2, maybe 3 words. Try to get him to like interact with that, and then once he kind of starts doing that more, then she wants to add bigger sentences, you know, hand me the blue ball. Like I said, just trying to think of something off the top of my head. But anyway, that's kind of where this other goal is wanting to pertain, and in the direction we want that goal to go to. I feel like that's all of the main goals. That was 3 goals. And I feel like that's pretty much, like I said, the main thing that the speech therapist wants to work on. So I'll move over to the OT, kind of the same. Actually, we're getting our old OT back. Yay! She was on maternity leave, oh my goodness, for 4 or 5 months or so. And we are so excited. We're going to have her back. She hasn't shown up yet. She's got a few more weeks. And then she will show up, but basically, she was working on messy play, attitude, attention span. So I feel like the attitude, now I've told the therapist before that he's kind of getting that attitude again, but it's not the same as he doesn't know what to do, so he's just throwing an attitude. It's just the terrible 2 / almost 3-year-old tantrums that are horrid. But anyway, I'm probably going to mention that to her when I see her in a few weeks, but I feel like the tantrums are more under control, and now they're just tantrums for a 2-year-old, you know, if that's how you want to put it. But I'm going to mention that to her. The messy play, we feel like we were focusing more on the messy play because he used to not want to touch and try foods. Now he is still very picky and won't eat a lot of food, but he is better about, you know, we put something in front of him, and if he says no or walks away, then we'll tell him, you know, Lucas, you have to at least try a piece, pick it up, you know, and it might take 5 minutes, it might take 2 hours, but he's much, much better. I'd say 90% much better about at least picking it up, and he'll kind of like barely put it to his mouth, but you can tell he's at least trying it. And then he'll, you know, make like a weird face, and then he'll like, no, and then he'll put it down. And it's funny, but at the same time, it's still frustrating because he still does not like a lot of foods, but we have to be happy and excited because he's at least picking up and try it. Because when we first started therapy, you know, way over a year ago, he was like, no, he was not even gonna look at it, touch it, smell it, you know, don't even put that in front of me, and he would just have a freak out moment basically. So I feel like that's come a long way. I feel like that's not a goal anymore for the OT. So more of kind of tantrum attitude, but like I said, that's like terrible too, so we'll kind of put that on the back burner, I feel like. And then just his overall attention span, so that's why we felt like the OT should go down to just once a month now. But anyway, we're really excited to have her back in a few weeks. I know Lucas will be excited because we've really missed her. And then with the director, just like always, she's gonna keep coming twice a month. She just kind of comes in, plays with Lucas, gives examples of stuff and of what, you know, we could do, and just says, you know, Lucas is doing good, Lucas needs to work on this. But, you know, the director doesn't really specifically work on something because she's not the speech therapist, but she still gives her input, which is nice. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, we just had the 1-year reevaluation. He was at the 16% and he had to at least make 15% to qualify again. We thought that was really funny. So anyway, I feel like that's a pretty good little update. I know it's been a few months, but I just wanted to sit down and tell you guys about his reevaluation and just kind of what's going on right now. And please, if you're watching this video, feel free to leave me comments down below so we can talk about this. If you have questions, I've had so many questions throughout different videos when I'm making these. And I really enjoyed talking to you guys. If you have questions, concerns, you know, oh, what should I do, the first steps, whatnot, feel free. I really enjoy talking to you guys and helping you if I can in any way. And I really enjoy sharing Lucas's journey, not only to just document that we can look, you know, 10 years down the road, but just to document and share if someone else out there wants information or help on what to do and how to get started. So I really have enjoyed this journey. All right, guys, let's give this video a thumbs up just for Lucas to show him how excited and happy we are. He has come such a long way. I'm so proud of him. We've still got a ways to go, of course, but just watching that second video that I ever made and then watching like this one now, it's amazing. You know, it's just, you feel like at first it's just going so slow, nothing's working, and then you start seeing new words, new activities, and you're like, yes, this is really working. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye, guys.